Ferguson pumps once, down the middle, and intercepted by Nate Balknight. Balknight takes it from the 30-yard line, coming up across the middle, and he is finally going to be stacked up as time expires in this first half. And of all things, William Tennant leads Norristown 2-0, and we'll be back in just a moment for our halftime show.
Take an A train and do slow things down a bit. The team said they were in the White Castle, which is so other stuff coffee, they can prove with Firebird.
Halftime, 2-0, and it's cold. I think that about says it all.
I think that's the end of our halftime show. We'll be back in just a minute with the third quarter action. Only kidding, but boy, this is football weather. I'm telling you, it's about 25 degrees out of here. I don't know about the players, but I sure do feel it. You notice how I'm going to keep you out here longer? Actually, that first half was as monotonous of a first half of football as I've seen. It was boring. It was a terrible first half of football. And like I said, you can't believe that these two teams have only lost one game apiece. Both teams moved pretty well against each other. William Tennant had a couple good drives going, but turnovers, and it's funny, the last month or so, it's been turnovers constantly. That's been the real problem.
We saw at least 6 turnovers in the first half, and that's ridiculous for any teams that are as rated as highly as these two football teams are. Norristown couldn't get anything going offensively. They had some good opportunities, as did William Tennant. Of course, they got the one safety when Norristown had the ball on their half-yard line, tried to move it out. Richard Melito stacked for the safety.
And as we said, 3 consecutive turnovers on 3 consecutive plays, and then they end up getting the safety. I don't even understand how they ended up getting the safety. All I know is Richard Melito took the ball, and the next thing I knew, he was in the end zone. This is a bizarre first half. Coming out in the second half, Norristown's got to start establishing their ground game. It's funny, out here, we had rain the last couple days. You would think with the high winds and the temperature, how it's dropped, the field is hard. It's ideal for getting a good running attack going here. Tonight's not going to be a great night for passing the ball. Rich Melito can't be having a good time trying to get a feel of the football. And the receivers, those balls coming at him are like catching rocks out there. You've got Wayne Denson, a guy who's rushed for over 760 yards through this season, and Carmen Bell, another guy over 580 yards. And we haven't seen any type of running attack trying to get established tonight. Norristown's line's got to start blocking out William Tennant's defense because they've been penetrating all night long.
Well, I've got to disagree with you on one point. They're trying to establish it, they just can't.
I don't know. I question some of the calls. Okay, I will agree with you. With all the turnovers they've had, you looked at one of them. They tried to go the pitch out to Wayne Denson, which has been their best play throughout this entire season. Denson was already by him. Rich Melito just tossed the ball to no one right back there. Now, they're just mental mistakes, and that's something Norristown has to eliminate here in this second half. As we said, they control their own destiny. They win tonight, they face Abington next week, and they can clinch the Suburban One League crown. If they lose tonight, they can just write it off, because I don't think Abington coming into next week is going to lose any more games.
Well, I think we've got to give some credit to the Norristown defense. They're playing a fine football game so far, and I know the Norristown players were extremely upset going into that locker room at halftime. We saw some kicked helmets, etc. I think they'll be fired up for the second half.
I think Coach Grove and the rest of the Norristown coaches were kind of upset too, and I think they're going to fire up the Norristown team. They've got to come out here and, as we said, really control the offensive tempo of this ball game. The defense has been doing a good job. It's the offense that's let them down with all the turnovers.
Well, example, the Truman game. Norristown down 19-0 at halftime, comes back to win the ball game 27-19. They wanted that ball game, and I know they want this ball game.
And you know, the last couple of weeks since I lost to Council Rock here at Roosevelt Field, Norristown went on the road, and it's really been their defense that is providing the big push for them. The offense has been very, I don't know if it's lethargic or inconsistent, maybe a blend of those two words. How do you like that? That's the best I can do when I'm freezing.
Okay.
But I think that's been the big problem with Norristown's offense. They've got to come out here and really put some points on the board the first time down and establish that good drive.
Okay, well, we'll look for...
Okay, we're ready for the third quarter action. Kickoff, Norristown. The receiving team, Tom Friday, finally picks up the ball at the 9-yard line. Now he cuts back inside, then to the outside, trying to go up the sideline, and he is knocked out at the, let's see, they're going to mark it at the 21-yard line. So making a 10-yard return for Tom Friday. And the Eagles start this third quarter. They take over the ball on the 21-yard line. And Mr. Brandon, you have thawed out, huh?
Never should have taken my gloves off. Now they're cold.
It's a wee bit chilly here at Roosevelt Field. I think that's an understatement.
A wee bit chilly.
Well, look, Mike.
Give me the mic. 11:43 left to go in the third quarter since we just started it. Rich Bolito, Rob Livingston in motion to the right side. Bolito hands off to Carmen Bello up the middle, and Carmen's rocked around, but he bounces off, looked like a pinball there. Got about 4 yards on the play. Second and 6. Of course, Norristown shuttles in their plays with the split ends, Rob Livingston and Dave Elsier. Norristown's going to have to sustain a drive here. Pitch out to Wayne Denson off the right side. This is the play. Wayne can't break the tackles, though. Very close to a first down. He's pulled down at about the 29-yard line.
Well, that play was made possible due to a nice block by Carmen Bello. Jim Gimble, one of the defensive linemen for Tennant, was breaking in towards Denson, and Bello really popped him out of the way.
Wayne must have been knocked out of bounds on that far sideline. He didn't get as much as I thought he did. It's 3rd down and 3 to go.
You know, Jeff, since the first couple games of the season, the running attack, the majority of the load has been placed on Wayne Denson, which kind of surprises me because Carmen Bello is an effective threat, and they don't use him quite as much now.
There it is, pitched to Wayne Denson off the left side this time, 1st down. Nice run by Wayne. He loses the ball. And I want to say he lost it. The ground cannot cause a fumble, and that's what happened that time. Wayne was had it knocked out of his hands as he hit the ground.
When it's frozen like cement, yes, it could cause a fumble, though.
But it's not legal, Alan.
I know that. It was after the whistle, too, so it didn't matter.
Okay. 1st and 10 from the 31. 2-0 our score. That's right. It's not baseball. It's football. 2-0 our score. 10 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Whistle here by the officials. Equipment timeout. One of the Truman players having something with his face mask wrong, or
Tennant. Did
I say Truman?
Yes.
Truman, Tennant, they're all the same. They both wore white when they were here.
Well, at least we're not trailing 19-7 coming into the 3rd quarter like we were against Truman.
That's right.
There.
Melito gives it to Carmen Bello. Carmen Bello bulls his way for 4 yards. 2nd and 6.
Tackle that time made by number 63, Dan Ellis, linebacker for Tennant.
Thank you, Alan. Melita with Denson and Bello in the backfield. Back to pass. There it is to Wayne Denson on the screen. Wayne Denson just runs over that tackler, pushes his way for the 1st down. That's number 45 for the Panthers, Anthony Sapnis.
Good play that time. After 4 consecutive running plays, they switched to the pass, and it was a safe pass, too. Wayne Denson just coming out of the backfield on a flare pass and then taking it up the sideline. I think that's what we got to do.
Wayne slips that time in the backfield, loses about 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 15 to go.
That's a shame that time because Wayne Denson had 4 guys out there leading the screen and the blocking for him, and it would have been a nice play if he hadn't slipped.
Rob Livingston on the end around. He's got some room. Oh, nice tackle that time by number 45. That's Sapnis again. Well, it looked good. Rob Livingston looked like he had some room, but it didn't materialize. It's 3rd down and 9.
So what do you say, a pass or a pitch out to Denson again?
Pass.
I agree. We'll probably both be wrong.
So what's new? No, we're both right. Nice blocking that time, Tom Friday. Well, I don't know who that was intended for. I guess it was Tom Friday, but not close.
I think it was intended for Jerome Reinhardt, who was running a crossing pattern and coming over the middle, but he didn't arrive there, and plus the ball was thrown in a crowd.
It was kind of a dangerous pass, and glad the ball just fell to the ground.
Good pass rush that time, too, by Tennant, putting a little pressure on Melito.
I'm not giving up.
Well, that's a little bit of an offsides by Nate Balknight.
Just a little. Well, that's gonna.
But if you're going to do it right.
Sure.
I mean,
hey.
he didn't fool around.
Hey, you might as well be noticed, especially if you're going to make a mistake.
Exactly.
Well, that's going to push it back 5 more yards. So this time Mike Denzi will stand back at around his 22-yard line. Back deep is Rich Kessler for the Panthers. 4th and 14 here. Low snap. Denzi picks it up off the ground. Good kick this time. Fielded at the 41-yard line. Kessler comes over to the near side, and he is taken down at the 46-yard line. 0 yards gained on that one. And we've got a flag up here. Carmen Bello made the hit, but the flag went right up in the air.
Flag looked nice, too. It had nice hang time.
And we've got holding called on Norristown that time, Jeff. So they're going to move the ball up. Let's see, it's 15 yards. So that time Kessler picked up 0 yards on the kickoff return, but a holding penalty is going to put William Tennant in Norristown's territory up on the 49-yard line. And how many times do we have to say it? If it's not the turnovers, it's been the penalties tonight that's really been holding back both ball teams.
Not a good football game at all. Oh. In motion, Milet. Ball goes up the middle to Boss. Good tackle that time by Dave Elsier. 2nd and 9. Clock running here in the 3rd quarter, 6:25 to go. 2nd and 9 from the 49-yard line of Norristown for William Tennant. We have some motion on the play against William Tennant, I think. While we're waiting for this call, we'd like to thank the Norristown Area School District for producing our show tonight, for the fine camera work of Pete Callahan and Ben Waters Jr., and for the direction of Mr. Sam Galbraith. 5 yards. Illegal procedure. So it's 2nd and 14. Ferguson back to pass. Kenny Lockhart on the rush. Oh, he really popped Ferguson. Well, I'm sorry, son, you can't get up and run in high school football, but it was a nice catch that time by 44, Frank Gallagher. Kenny Lockhart really put on the pressure that time.
Lockhart was blitzing in from the left side that time, and right as Ferguson was ready to release that ball, Lockhart really popped him in the ribs. Nice catch though that time. I think it was who? Callahan or Gallagher. Frank Gallagher?
So it's 3rd down and 14. See if the Norristown defense can rise to the occasion. Norristown looking pass. Maybe we'll see a linebacker blitz here. Doesn't come. Pass over the middle. Oh, almost intercepted. Rick Waldrop had that one right in his hands and couldn't bring it in. Pass was intended for number 86, Kessler. Too high, though. So that'll be 4th down, and we'll see the Panthers punt here.
That time Norristown, instead of sending somebody in on the blitz, just was satisfied to drop on back in his own coverage for a type of prevent defense that time, with Tennant needing 14. Boy, Waldrop sure was surprised having the ball coming in. He was the most eligible receiver on that play.
Low snap, fumble, got some pressure by Ray Scaltrino. He can't get him. Ken Lockhart finally is going to pull that punter down. Norristown, good play by the defense. They'll take over at the 40-yard line of William Tennant.
Kessler was smart too, Rich Kessler for Tennant. He didn't try to make a last-second attempt to punt that ball and just held on and just tried to run for a couple yards.
Well, maybe another key play here. We've seen so many.
We've seen so many key plays followed by so many costly turnovers. That's the story of this ball game tonight.
Exactly. Well described.
Thank you.
I can compliment you when you do something right. It's just that it's rare that that happens.
So
Rob Livingston on the right side. Melito's looking over to his left. He's got Tom Friday. No, bad pass. I think we're going to have offensive interference. I don't know what the call is, but it looked like Tom Friday was on the back of that defender.
Well, Friday and Ron Perlstein from William Tennant, they were the ones going out there and doing battle, and I don't know, it could have been a push by Friday.
No, it's defensive interference.
Okay, then it's being called on
Big
Perlstein.
play. Big play for Norristown. Tom was trying to get at that ball. I thought Perlstein was was within his rights and with him going for the football, but apparently the officials say no. The Tennant fans don't like it, hearing some boos from that side.
And I'll tell you, on that play, it was all made possible by Joe Trump that time. Really put on a couple good blocks on one of the defenders coming in for Tennant, giving Melito that extra second he needed. Pitch side.
First down from the 25-yard line, and William Tennant goes to Wayne Denson up the middle. Wayne breaks a couple tackles. Nice run by Denson. He got some good blocking for that interior line.
Well, that slant-off tackle play by Norristown is so effective because Wayne Denson really explodes and accelerates once he gets a hold of that ball, and he found a good hole and picked up about 6 yards. 7.
They get second down and 3. That's a long 3 yards the way they have it marked. The scoreboard reads second and 3, though. Melito is going to hand off to Denson once again. He's got it up the middle. Nice delay. Wayne Denson, touchdown, Norristown! Heck of a run by Wayne Denson.
I'll tell you, that's just what I was talking about a second ago. The minute Denson gets that ball, he just explodes, and he's so quick to accelerate. Broke a couple tackles, and once he gets into midfield, you can forget about it, because not many people are going to carry Wayne Denson and pull him down.
Wayne Denson off the delay for 6 points, gives Norristown the lead 6-0. Mike Denzi will attempt the extra point. Rich Melito, the holder. Oh, look at this, folks.
We're going to the... What the heck?
What a formation. Now they're all going to shift. Well, that was pretty.
Pretty stupid, but that...
It's up. No good. Wide to the right.
I think that time Norristown fooled everybody, including themselves. That was interesting. We've seen a safety, a lot of turnovers, and now that type of formation. Different.
Different, yes.
Not effective. That's only the 4th extra point attempt Denzi's missed this year. He made 19 out of 22 before this one.
Well, in any event, the score is 6-2 Norristown. They've got a lead. William Tennant must put the ball into the end zone in order to go ahead in this ball game.
Well, grand slam will tie it up here. Just a thought. I mean, you realize if this is the final score, everybody in the Inquirer and Daily News tomorrow are going to be thinking, God, this must be a misprint. I said 6 points. That was a weird information.
4:45 left to go in the third quarter. Norristown gets on the scoreboard. Their second possession of the second half. Taking advantage of that turnover, the bad punt, bad special teams play by the Panthers. Mike Denzi set to kick. He kicks a line drive. It goes deep. It's taken fumbled by one of the up men. It's taken straight up the middle. Boy, he really hit some interference there. He's finally taken down by John Brown, Royce Suber.
And that time it was Anthony Sapness that took the ball back there, and thankfully picked it up for Tennant there. It was Tennant. Otherwise, it was a loose ball and a free one at that.
Well, he really ran into some Norristown players. He just bounced off him and kept on running.
Bounced off and kept going to his left.
Sure, his head's probably still rattling.
If you bounced off a couple of the Norristown guys, yours would be rattling too.
Definitely. That's why I'm on the golf team. Ferguson up the middle. Plays good for about half the distance of a first down. Maybe even a little bit more. We'll make it second down and 4 to go.
And that time it was Bob Boss that picked up those yards. 6.
Pitch goes to number 44 for Tennant. He fumbles the ball. No, nobody can pick it up. Norristown's got the football.
That time it was Frank Gallagher, and he had a loose hold on that ball, and I think it was number, let's see. It looked like Dave Elsier came up with it, but let's see what they're ruling here.
Oh, wait a minute.
Well,
covered by Tennant.
It looked like Dave Elsier had jumped on top of that one, had it in his possession, but it either must have popped out, or maybe it was ruled a dead ball before the fumble.
Well, Norristown's not complaining, so I guess Tennant did come up with the ball.
Well, it's going to make it 3rd and 6 now because the ball's back on the 35-yard line. They lost a couple of yards on that play.
Ferguson back to pass this time. Not too much pressure. He completes the pass, but what coverage by Norristown. That was Toby Tolliver. The pass was complete to Gallagher. It'll be 4th down and 4 to go. Toby Tolliver was all over that play. So it'll be Tom Friday back deep to receive the punt for Norristown. Kessler to punt.
And Kessler's got off a couple beauties tonight.
Good snap this time. Little pressure that time. Good punt. Tom's going to take it. No, he fumbles the ball, picks it up. That's right. No gain on that play. Tom Friday was just happy, I think, to recover the ball. Norristown's ball at about the 30-yard line.
And that time, Kessler barely got it off for William Tennant. Ray Scaltrito and Ken Lockhart both came in from their respective sides and just barely got a hold of that one. Oh. This is everybody's also.
Melito at quarterback. Handoff goes to Carmen Bello. Carmen breaks some tackles. Look at him pull those players along. Oh, what a 10-yard gain.
Carmen Bello, boy, he really bulls his way up there that time. He just drags people on him. It doesn't matter who or how many. Carmen Bello just keeps on running, and those legs are like pistons. They never stop pumping.
You've really got to make a good tackle to bring Carmen Bello down. We'll have timeout for a measurement.
Reminds me of Don Nottingham, the human bowling ball they used to Football stadium?
And it's not quite a first down for Norristown with 1:31 remaining in the third quarter. It's 2nd down and inches. They go to Carmen Bello. Carmen breaks a tackle. He's got some open field. No, he's stopped by the secondary of the Panthers, but he does have a first down. Up to about the 49-yard line of the Eagles. So Norristown starting to move the ball on the ground. 9 yards on the play. So Carmen Bello, the last 2 plays, has 19 yards to his credit.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Now it makes me look good for once. But Carmen Bello, I wonder why he doesn't get a little more time as far as carrying the ball down there, because he is so effective. Most teams are keying on Wayne Denson.
Little stumble there by Carmen Bello. Wayne Denson takes it on the second back through, and he makes a good play out of it. Turns up the right side, gets 6 yards on a busted play. I think that ball was supposed to go to Carmen Bello.
That's right, and Wayne Denson smartly cut right back into the middle and took the handoff from Rich Melito, who was really thankful Denson was there. And that was that game was all due to Denson himself. He broke a couple tackles, and he was lucky he wasn't trapped in the backfield for a loss.
Nice individual effort by Wayne Denson as we wind down close to the end of the third quarter. We have 45 seconds left. There goes the delay to Wayne Denson up the middle. Same play that went for a touchdown earlier in this quarter. First down for Norristown into beyond the 40-yard line of William Tennant. At the no, it's just at about the 35. I'll figure it out. Give me 5 minutes. I'll get the yard line.
That's the new math system. But that time Denson picked up 12 yards on that carry.
So 1st and 10. Norristown established their running game. We haven't seen them go to the air. They're doing it on the ground. Wayne Denson again up the middle. This time he is met by some Tennant defenders. He still makes about a 3-yard gain out of it. So it's 2nd and 7 in the third quarter. has ended. I don't think the officials have seen it yet, but the third quarter has ended. So we'll change sides. 12 minutes of football remaining. Norristown has taken the lead here in the third quarter, 6-2. Here's our Norristown cheerleaders once again, braving the cold to cheer on the Eagles.
At least they get to move around. You can't move much in a crowded press box. Maybe we should petition for heaters next year. What do you think?
I think you're dreaming again.
Maybe we can get a dome built.
It's the funniest thing you've said in 5 games.
I'm trying.
Maybe we can get a dome built, he says.
When you're freezing, you'll think just about anything to say.